Hello, space dogs. Oh, I'm so close. I'm so close. Hello. It occurred to me just before I went live. I was like, oh, I don't actually have the Stream Deck like configured for this setup, which is what has like a little bit of a delay, so I can like push the button and it'll delay. I think I had it set to like 5 seconds or something like that, so I could push it and then like get into position, and it would make the transition, and I would already be like where I wanted to be back in the pump streams. Like that was a thing that I had figured out in that series, and now I didn't set that up. Hopefully, you all can hear me okay and see me. I see there's a bunch of people in the chat already, so welcome back. I know it has been, gosh, it's been like 3 months or 4 months even, I think, since the last time I streamed, at least down in the basement. Some of you may have seen like some of the solo streams I've done up in my office, or the ones that I've done with Belinda. I've had a few of those in the last in the intervening time, but I even that hasn't been that often. It's just been been real busy. I guess is what I would say to that. I'm seeing that I'm like peeking out this microphone, so let me just turn it down just a touch here. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Although, if I had to take a wild guess, it probably wasn't terrible to begin with. But anyway, I'm trying to decide if I want to just continue my intro, or if I want to address all the chat that's been like building up in the few minutes right before I went live. I'm gonna finish the intro, so bear with me for just a second. It was interesting because since I think the last stream I did was like at the beginning of January, and then shortly after that I tore everything down, streaming wise down here, and I'd put it away. And there's been a couple of projects that I've been working on down in the basement, running a bunch of cabling. Actually, that's something that's new that's happened since the last time I streamed. I have fiber internet now. Yay! So theoretically, things will be I'll be able to have a little bit more reliable streams. Although I wasn't doing too bad. Like, network connection wise, it hasn't been terrible for a little while. But still, that's better. That's an improvement on my side. Plus, one of the projects that I was doing was running networking cable, like, to most all of the rooms in the house, and also putting in a few more network ports down here in the basement, so that I can just plug in wired and be good to go. So I think that was also part of why I ended up tearing down a lot of the streaming stuff, just to kind of like clear a path for me to like get through, because I was taking out a lot of the ceiling tiles and running cables through so that they would go up into the rooms on the main level of the house. And then in some cases I'd bring them down down the wall in here, and pop them out into a jack on the wall. So it's been fun. There's a couple more that I need to do still. A couple of cable runs that I haven't done, but nothing critical. All the ones that I like really needed / wanted are done, so that's nice. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm sure I have other things to talk about, but let's look at the chat. A bunch of you were guessing, I guess, what's in the box before I even went live. Speakeasy said Beatmania upgrade kit. You know, that's not a bad. It's not a bad guess. It's not a correct guess. But now that I look at it, like this box being, I mean, this is a fairly large box. Let's see here. I haven't even measured it, right? It is 51 inches tall, so a little bit over 4 feet. 13 inches wide, 18 inches deep. Those are rough. So, you know, it's a fairly large sized box. It was interesting. It was delivered by DHL earlier in the week, and it was funny because I was stalking the guy on, because they sent me an email, right, where they're like, you know, hey, your whatchamacall is your delivery is today, and they're like, follow your delivery on the map. And so I was like, okay. So I'm like watching this truck drive around, you know, near me. And so then when it was like in my neighborhood, I just kind of like walked to the front door, and I saw the truck pull up, and the guy gets out of the truck, but he's like walking up toward the door, and he doesn't have anything with him, you know. And so I like open the door, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, oh good. He's like, you're here. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's kind of big, and I didn't want to carry it to the door, only to have to carry it back if you weren't here. And I was like, fair enough. So like he came up to the door, and he, you know, had me sign for it and all that, and then he went back to the truck and brought it. It's not obscenely heavy. I don't know how much this thing weighs. I mean, I can pick it up, so it's not like it's not ridiculous. It's certainly not light, but it's not. I wouldn't call it. Certainly for its size, it's not super heavy. But funny. It was funny. I actually had a conversation with the guy, with the delivery driver, because he was like, "Oh yeah, they won't let us. They won't let us leave packages without a signature, unless you sign a release to do that." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know." And I told him this story because I was like, this actually happened to me a couple of years back, and I was kind of salty about it. I got whenever I'm getting something from DHL, they do always send me like the same email that was like, hey, track your package on the map. It's like, oh, you can sign a release to let them just leave it, and you don't have to, you know, sign with the driver. But a couple of years back, I was having a package delivered, and I intentionally did not sign that release because that was actually when I got the Gitadora marquees for the machines, and those were something that were, I mean, I wouldn't say that they're super rare, but they're rare enough that they don't come up all the time. So it was one of those things where it's like, I just want to make sure everything goes correctly with this delivery, and, you know, and just be as hands-on with it as possible. And so I did not sign that release, expecting that the driver would come to the house and be like, I've got your thing. And I'm like, cool, I'll sign for it. Great, everything's done. That's not what happened. I got that, you know, I was sitting around that day waiting for this delivery to happen, and then I get this email, and they're like, your package has been delivered, signed by B-Ho, and I'm like, I definitely didn't sign for this, like, nobody's even been to the door. And then it's like, look at a picture of your delivery, and I look at the picture, and I'm like, that's not my house. So I was pretty shitty about that, actually, because it's like, okay, you weren't supposed to leave it without a signature, and you did, and you were claiming that it's my signature, and it's not, and you delivered it to the wrong damn house. Now, fortunately, it happened to just be my neighbor's house, so I just walked over there and, you know, grabbed it off the porch, and it wasn't a big deal. But still, it's just like, dude, like, you did everything wrong on this delivery. Not happy. And I sent them a pretty nasty email about it. So I was telling the driver, I was like, yeah, this happened, and I'm like, that may be why they are mandating. Maybe part of the reason why they're mandating that you actually have to get a real signature unless there's a release. And he's like, yeah, that could be part of it. He's like, there's also been a lot of package theft lately. And so, we want to make sure that people actually get the stuff that that they actually receive it, take possession of it, and that we're not just, dropping it on the doorstep for somebody to steal it. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So anyway, this one went fine. Everything was cool. The guy was real nice, actually. Clearly not an Amazon delivery driver, because he stopped to talk to me for, like a whole minute. But anyway, so that's my story with that. So they did, he did come to the door and drop this off and everything. So, but anyway, what I was gonna say is, it's not a boy. I'm getting real down in the weed here, right? Getting real down in the weeds here. But hey, if you've been to my stream before, it's par for the course. You should know that this is what you're getting into. This is what you're getting in for. Anyway, 2DX upgrade kit, not a bad guess. It's a little bit fat for it. I know they come in a flat, but the flat is probably almost this big because it's got to have that marquee in it. Even though I think nowadays the marquee is like a soft insert, right? So they could roll it if they wanted to, but I think they don't. I think they still ship it flat like they always used to. And gosh, how big is that marquee? So I don't have enough room for the marquees in my basement. The ceiling's too low. But yeah, that's about 3.5 feet. So yeah, a 4-foot box would be reasonable for that. But again, it's a little bit too fat for it to be that. So it's not that. Let's see. What are the other guesses? Somebody guessed U-Beat. Blader Kev guessed U-Beat. Well, it's not a U-Beat cabinet for sure, because while it is a relatively large box, it is not that large. U-Beat is a small cabinet, but it's not that small. Dallas said it's a thing. Correct. It is in fact a thing. Is it cabbages? It is not cabbages. However, Belinda asked me to ask you if that's a James Acaster reference, because she will be tickled if it is. But it is indeed a thing, and I guess I could qualify it as a doohickey. I don't believe it has any twiddly knobs though, so there's that. I was joking that if it's not cabbages, it could be 3 Korean carrots, but only 3. That's a joke between me and Belinda actually, because like Korean carrots they're huge. They're like that big around, it seems. And usually like they're unusually large. Pump it up, double X hard drive. Kiva was asking, man, I wish. Again, I think this box is a little bit too big for that. I'll tell you. Hold on, 1 second. Now, it's been... Hold on. Ooh. Hold on, I need to take this call, actually. Be right back. Wow, that's mildly embarrassing. I normally wouldn't answer a call in the middle of a stream, but that was actually like relatively important, so I apologize for that. Anyway, let's see. Oh, what was I saying? So it's been a hot minute since I bought a Pump It Up upgrade kit, like brand new. But this is the box that a pump kit would come in. So quite a bit smaller. Because all they put in here is you get like the box that has the hard drive in it and the key and a couple of stickers. And this one doesn't have it in it, but there's the marquee, but it's just rolled up in a small roll. So it's a decidedly smaller box. Now I imagine for Double X, that kit might come with card readers for your machine if your machine needed them, or possibly a whole system unit if your machine needed that, which would make the box larger. Probably not this large, and probably proportioned a little bit differently, but not a terrible guess. Let's see here. What do we got? Yaladre says 2DX deck. That is a reasonable guess. I think it would be. It's about the right size. It's not that either. I don't need one, actually. Although I will say that my 2DX, when I got it, gosh, it's been over 10 years ago. But clearly, like, a Coke had been just spilled directly on the control deck and, like, not cleaned up. So it was super sticky, and, like, it's made of MDF, so, like, all the wood inside was starting to bubble, and the glue joints were were coming apart. It was a real mess. I spent a long time putting that thing back together. But it's in pretty good shape now, so I can't complain too much. I don't need a new one. But anyway, let's see. Oh, Kivo says, you used to be the classic boy. Okay, cool. I will apologize in advance if I forget that. I am pretty terrible about keeping people's, like, names straight between, YouTube and Twitch and Discord, or multiple Discord servers, or their real name, or whatever. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been on stream and I'm talking to somebody, and as though I have no idea who they are, because I don't. But then they're like, "Hey, Brian, it's so-and-so," and I'm like, "Oh, cool." Like, so if that happens to you, I apologize. I'm sorry, but that is a failing of mine. Although I don't feel like that's probably all that uncommon. But Yaladre, you see EMU's readers. So yeah, actually that did happen. In fact, before so since I did the 2DX streams, although the 2DX streams that I did way back were all console streams anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I will say that, let me just push this out of the way for a second. I did get EMU's readers for 2DX. So these are relatively new. I haven't had them very long. And then I ended up seeing another set on up for sale. Now, these are also 2DX readers. I'm picking this one up because it's not connected to the machine. They're literally just sitting there. Unlike the 2DX ones, which are actually, like, installed and connected. So these are the old school like 2DX readers, and they happen to be the same as what they used on the first gen DDR cabinets, except the DDR cabinets had a different like faceplate that matched Supernova. So they looked a little bit different, but like size and shape, they were this same model. I had seen, I've seen an auction for the DDR ones, like maybe once, and they ended up going for several $100s, and I was just like, I couldn't really justify it, so I let it go. But I happened to find these. I don't even remember what I paid for the ones that are on 2DX now, but then these came up a little bit later, and they ended up selling for like, I don't know, $60 or $70. So I was like, shit, that's fine. I don't mind paying that for these. Now, I mean, I should say that's plus shipping from Japan, which of course cost a fair amount of money. But, you know, in the end, I think I only ended up paying, you know, maybe a couple $100, including shipping, to get, you know, another pair. So yeah, these will be ready to go if I do some Supernova 2 streams in the future. But right now, they're literally just kind of like hanging out back there. But yeah, good eye. Let's see. Yeah, Blader Kev. Definitely not Reflect Beat or U Beat, which we already covered. Not quite, not big enough for either of those games. Both of those games are small cabinets. In the realm of like Bimani cabinets, they are small, but they're not that small. And UB, I don't really need one. I have one. Reflect Beat, not. I've played it a few times. It just doesn't really speak to me. It's okay. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it enough to like keep playing it, if that makes sense. All right, let me scroll down here. Holy moly. I'm getting so far behind the Night Saturn. You're getting back on the road. You'll be there you'll be there in 45 minutes, as in here. Dang, that's fast. If that's what you meant. You drive too fast, sir. Yaladre, a pop-in deck with a proper EMU's reader installed. Not a bad guess. I feel like this is a little bit tall for that. Like if we're looking at the pop-in deck, what is that? That's about 32 inches. And what I say this was 51. So it would be a lot of extra padding on the ends, which to some extent I would appreciate. Although to some extent I also would be annoyed by. As it turns out, so if you've done any kind of like shipping of large items, bigger than just a normal box, that you might have heard of a thing called dimensional weight. So usually what happens is when a one one or more dimensions, length, width, height of a package exceeds a certain amount, then they charge you rather than based on the actual weight of the package. They charge you on some calculation called dimensional weight, which is kind of like what that package should weigh, being as big as it is. So if you, for instance, shipped a large box of like packing peanuts, it may weigh 2 pounds, but they're going to charge you as though it weighed 60 pounds because of how large it is. Mostly because it even though it doesn't weigh a lot, it does still take up a lot of space on the truck and or plane that it's going to go on, so they charge you extra. And this box indeed did get charged by dimensional weight, and therefore cost me, I don't know exactly how much more to ship than it probably would have otherwise, but I'm going to guess significant. This cost, just to give you an idea, this cost, I think, about $350 to ship from Japan. I imagine that if it had been slightly shorter, it probably would have been maybe as much as $100 less. But, it is what it is, I guess. The same thing happened to me, actually, with... this was more annoying, so more shipping stories for you. When I got the groove stage for my groove coaster, now, the groove stage is... in fact, I can show it here. So yeah, the groove stage, it's this platform that goes in front of Groove Coaster, but it's real thin. Like you can see it's a pretty slimline device. It's got a fairly decent sized footprint, obviously big enough for you to stand on, but it's not huge. Now, whoever shipped this to me from Japan shipped it in a flat panel television box, like a 55-inch television box, and so those are pretty. Those are not very tall because flat panel TVs are relatively thin. However, that box was probably like this much longer than the platform, and so they charged me by dimensional weight rather than actual weight. So this thing only weighs like, I don't know, it doesn't weigh that much, less than 20 pounds, but I ended up getting charged for some obscene amount. I don't know, it ended up costing me close to $100 extra because of the way they shipped it. If they had just shipped it in a smaller box, which would have been still plenty of space for padding, it would have saved me a lot of money. But what are you gonna do? But anyway, so yeah, shipping stories. Okay. Let me try and run through these faster. Daniel Lopez, do I have Pop and Music 9 or 10? Actually, not anymore. I used to, but so this is actually my third, I think. Third or fourth. I think it's my third Pop-In machine. I had two Animelo style cabinets before this one, but I really wanted the original style cabinet. The Animelo ones that I had the old got, what was it, Firebeat? Is that Firebeat? I think. One of them had Firebeat in it, and one of them had the Python system in it. So, they were able to run the older games. This one only has the PC in it, so basically I can start with 15 on up, but 14 down, I don't have the hardware to run those anymore. So I've got I've got all of the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 versions of Poppin', but I don't have arcade earlier than 15 anymore. So there's that. Intellion, a Poppin' Wave Pass reader. Well, sir, that is a very good guess. And I will say that you are 50% correct. And you'll find out why only 50% in just a moment. But very good guess. Jay Palmer, maybe it's tortellini. Man, so there is a Korean. There's an Italian restaurant near me that makes a fantastic tortellini dish. But the idea of eating this much tortellini sounds it doesn't sound pleasant. Anyway, Parody, setting up a business soon. Well, good luck. That sounds hard. But what is that? Taco 404 1 2 3 4 5. So quintuple XL res with the trance vibrator. That seems dangerous, actually, at this size. Funny though. I appreciate that. Let's see. I'm getting close to current with the chat. Let's see. What's in the box? A vacuum cleaner. Well, I hope it doesn't suck. Let's put it that way. Soupsa, hey! The unboxing has not happened because I like to talk a lot, and so I've just been telling stories and taking people's guesses. Well, I've been taking people's guesses on what's in the box and also telling stories. Although I'm guessing that your message is probably from several minutes ago from you, so you've probably already figured that out. And yes, this is definitely Japanese. Came from Japan. And let's see. Susan, is that Pump It Up video filmed in the... Yes. The Pump It Up series was shot in this room. In fact, if you look there on the left side of the screen, that is the pump cabinet over there where all of that happened. So okay, let's see. It's a wave pass reader, but not for Poppin'. God, are there any other wave pass readers that were huge? I don't remember that. Almighty Toaster. A vacuum cleaner that doesn't suck is just a loud fan. Thank you. Thank you, Kohai. I appreciate that. That's a good one. Soups, have I been to Japan? I have been to Japan several times, actually, or a few times. And so is Belinda. I think I've been twice more than her. I think I've been 4 times. I think she's been twice, if that's right. And we've also been to Korea. It's been a long time, though. It's, in fact, I think the last time we went was 2013, so it's been 10 years since we've gone. But yes, have been to Japan. Goil up a stack of 2DX marquees. That would be a large stack. Although I have gotten a box full of marquees before. Not for 2DX. They were for DDR, and it came in a pretty large box. But more squarish, since, DDR is that way. So, an anime body pillow. Nope. Not that. Although I have seen a body pillow that has like a 2DX deck printed on it. That amuses me. I would find myself, if I was going to buy such a thing, I think that would be it before an anime one. But anyway, so Speakeasy, not from Game Sorrow. This is not from Game Sorrow. The only thing I've ever gotten from Game Sorrow was my DDRX. So I haven't gotten anything before or after it from him yet. Well, I can't get anything before that because, I'm not a time traveler. I have not gotten anything from him since, though. So, I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I haven't. Anyway. Okay. I haven't opened the carrots yet, Belinda. Oh man, I am still full from lunch, but if you get some food, I will totally eat it at some point. Okay, let's open this thing. You know what I was doing right before I went live and then apparently got distracted? Getting my box knife. One moment. The question is, where is my box knife? Well, so I keep a box knife upstairs, and I keep one down here. And I'm not finding the one for down here. It might be over here. Hold on. If not, I will just grab the one from upstairs, and I'll be back. Okay. Just got the one from upstairs because I don't know where the one down here has gotten off to. I'll find it eventually, I'm sure. I just have to remember to take this back up with me, otherwise later I'm going to be like, where did my box knife go? But something to cut the carrots. Hey Dave, thanks for the compliment on the carpet. Yeah, this is new as of last fall. Finally went and got some real arcade carpet. In fact, here, real quick. It's daytime, so I don't know how much that'll show. It shows up pretty well. But yeah, we got blacklight reactive carpet and real ass blacklights. So makes this room super fun. But it is true that it is super easy to lose stuff on this carpet. If you actually, this is a like a tucking tool that you use to like tuck carpet underneath a baseboard. So you just like shove it underneath. My friend Adrian, who was installing the carpet, he had set this down on the carpet like that, and it was just like we were looking around for it for like. Wait, where can I put it that you can see it? Like there or here. We were looking around for it for probably 3 or 4 minutes. It's like, where the hell did that tucking tool go? And it literally just like disappeared into the carpet because the carpet's kind of dark and this tool is kind of dark. So anything that's remotely dark colored, if you set it down, it basically just instantly disappears on this carpet. But you know what doesn't disappear on this carpet? Dirt. Because you know what dirt is mostly? Not black. It's like every bit of dust, every bit of, you know, like whatever kind of debris from the bottom of people's shoes or whatever. Like you track it through on the carpet and it's just like, oh, time to vacuum again. Fortunately, it vacuums pretty easally. Like it's a real low dense pile, so you can kind of just pick everything up off the surface, and it's nice and easy. But all right, so the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's do this. Considering how far this has come, the box seems to be in reasonably good shape. Hopefully its contents are. All right. A whole bunch of foam. Oh, is this one of those? Oh, hell yeah. I'm pleased. Hold on, let me do this. This looks like one of those where you like put the bag in the package and then you just inject it with foam and it like solidifies to the shape of whatever's inside. So it's it works. It does a really great job of protecting the contents, and it doesn't weigh very much. The only bummer about it, of course, is that it's kind of hard to dispose of when you're done. Oh, yeah, look at that. I guess it's not a sealed bag. It's just like they just went with the foam machine. I'm probably gonna set this flat for a second because it doesn't look like it's gonna open, or it doesn't look like it's gonna come out of there very well vertically. Come on, be in two pieces at least. I don't think it is. I think they literally just foamed the whole thing all the way around it. This is crazy. Ugh. Oh no, it is in two pieces. But the actual thing is stuck inside of this piece. The piece that's coming out, I mean. So yeah, there's a second piece in the box, which was the bottom chunk. But that can go away. Bye. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Oh yeah, so you can see, like, it just has this big cavity where the thing was. And here we go. You probably can see mostly what it is at this point. Maybe? Maybe not. Where did I put that knife? Right here. Not on the floor. Thank goodness. It'd be lost forever. Well, I'm pleased to see that they packaged this pretty well. I'm not opening it very well, but that's okay. That is my right as a consumer. And there we go. Playing. Oh yeah, imported Japanese dust. All right. So yeah. According to the tag on your pillow, I'm correct. Consumers' rights. Yes, I can remove tags. So So yeah, it is 2 EMU's towers for poppin'. I don't need to. I didn't even want to. I really only wanted 1. And I've been looking for these for a while, but they're not super easy to find. But now you see why Intellion was 50% correct, because Intellion's guess was an EMU's tower for poppin' music. Correct, except there's 2 of them. I had to hold the suspense somehow, right? But if you let me find my keys. So, anyway, Goyle up, you said how fresh are those rubbers? I don't know what rubbers you're talking about, unless you mean like the keypad protectors. This one here doesn't even have one anymore. This one, it's at least intact, but it's very, very cloudy, as they usually are. Although a lot of the ones that I've gotten are not only cloudy, but also like partially ripped up and whatever. But so in that regard, this one's in mildly better shape than that, but still not good. And personally, most of the time, I just take them off. Like here in a home environment, like they're not that necessary. They're not likely to get wrecked. So, but anyway, so I've been looking for one of these for a while. If you'll recall here, is that not the right key? That should have been the right key. Maybe it's this key. There we go. I'm stupid. So, some time ago, so if you see here, put this away, or over here at least. I have this old Guitar Freaks Drummania EMU's reader that has the old slot mechanism in it that I guess I'm trying to think if this would have I used this for some of the streams, if I recall. Oh, and you can see here too how torn up that keypad is. Like it's got a big hole in it and stuff like that. But this one's in pretty bad shape. Like obviously the plastic's cracked here and up here, and it's had a rough life. A rough life before it came to me anyway. But anyway, I actually I have this, and then some years ago I found I was able to get. So my cabinet is a like first gen poppin' music cabinet. So it is pre-EMUs. before like EMUs even existed ever, like for anything, much less poppin'. So it has no reader. It had no reader with it. Now, when they added eAmusement to Poppin, they did so with these towers, which are supposed to just sit next to the machine. But this was the way they were able to retrofit the existing Poppin music cabinets by just putting this tower next to it. And then on later cabinets, they started building the EMU stuff directly into the cabinet. So, and that's what I have that I had purchased some years ago, was this. So the way these would work is the keypad is integrated into the control deck there, and then the reader part is mounted onto the front of the control deck there. Now, I suppose you could theoretically retrofit a first gen cabinet with this hardware, but it would literally require you to cut holes into the steel control deck to do it, which sounds kind of horrible to try and do. I certainly don't have the tools to do that. And then you'd also like need to refinish the metal so that it wouldn't be sharp, and also repaint it. And Alex, you're also correct. There is like a little cutout in the overlay, the plexi overlay, on the machines that have those have the keypad already like pre-installed from the factory. So that part would need to be cut on an original cabinet also. So that's not something that I wanted to do. I know I did a few streams where I just had this laying out on a table next to me to cart in. But what I ended up doing was I took the hardware out of the WavePass hardware out of here, and I put it inside my card reader, my slotted card reader, so in doing so, you can insert a card into the slot, and the WavePass reader will read it. But because the slot reader hardware is missing, because I replaced it with the WavePass reader, with the WavePass hardware, the slot does not retain the card the way those readers were intended to work. Because it used to be that you would take the card and you'd push it into the slot and it would hold the card in there until the game was over, and then it would eject it. So that doesn't happen anymore, but you just like slide the card inside and then pull it back out, and it reads the card. And at least it was in a a box, a contained device, rather than just all of this garbage kind of hanging out. I mean, this works fine, but it's not very attractive, just like sitting out there. And if I have people over, it's probably not the best to just. It's probably asking for an accident to happen. Anyway, let me put that back in there. Anyway, so I've been looking for one of these readers for quite some time, but they don't come up very often. And eventually, though, just a week or so ago, an auction came up on Yahoo Auctions Japan, YJ, and it was for not one but two of them. And I was like, well, I don't really want to, but I do want one. And as it turned out, what did I end up? I think I won these for the opening bid. And I'm looking it up because I don't remember exactly. I was surprised though because I was expecting them to go relatively high. But then they didn't. So let's see. What did I... I'm just refreshing my memory here. Yeah, I won these for the opening bid, which was 7,000 yen, and the what do you call it? The exchange rate is extremely favorable, right now to me anyway. To me in the U.S., in other words, like the dollar is strong and the yen is pretty weak. So 7,000 yen amounts to a little over $50. So I was like, shit, $50 for two of these? You know, when I only wanted one, but, you know, I've been waiting for one of these to come up for a few years now. So it's like, yeah, let's do it. But, you know, again, since there were two, it made the box significantly larger and heavier. So I ended up spending, I think it was like $350 to ship this. But still, $400 total for two of them? I'm not going to complain. I don't know what I'm going to do with the second one. I might hold it as a spare. I might sell it. We'll see. But I was super, super excited to be able to get that. So yeah, Alex, no one's claimed it because nobody knows I have these except until like right now. But yeah, talk to me after class, if you will. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might hold on to it, but let's see. This one has all the cables hanging out of it, so let's try this one. Alright, so we got power, which is literally just like a, you know, a brick. Goyle up, what do I plan to do with the old WayPass keypad? That's a good question. I hadn't thought about it. I guess I could... I may just resell that one too, because I don't really need it anymore. I need to walk back here and plug this in power-wise. And the serial cable, I would obviously normally run it through the back, but I think I'm just going to find the break here and plug it in because it'll be easier. Hold on, I need a light. Ugh. I will say, if you want to get in touch with me, if you're not already on the Discord, let me throw an invite out there. But yeah, just you can message me there. I will tell you that I am notoriously very slow about making decisions like this, so I won't. I won't promise anything, but I will be happy to talk to you. Okay, so I found the connector. With, like I said, I'm just gonna. Oh, the little retainer is broken. Oh well, that's fine. All right, I guess. Let's see if it works. I'm really bad about, I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I'm really bad about, like, both, I would say, you know, like, sentimental attachment to things, but also, like, just in case. You know, it's like, oh, I should keep that just in case I need blah or whatever. So I've got, like, tons of stuff that I've you know, haven't looked at or touched in years that I probably should get rid of, but I don't. You know, I just can't bring myself to do it sometimes. In fact, right now, that's my problem with machines in general. Is I am basically out of floor space at this point. Like, there is nowhere else. I don't have any more room down here to put another machine. So if I want to get a new game, I'm going to have to get rid of a game. And it's real hard for me to decide that I want to give up a game. And I have sold games in the past, but it doesn't... it's a struggle for me. So I don't... like I said, from a practical standpoint, I absolutely ought to just resell you know, the second tower and that old reader because I don't need them, and I don't really think I have any. I don't think I will have any need for them in the future, but saying that, but it's not a purely like rational decision for me. So, So that's why I say I won't promise anything, but I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Can I talk to you about, while we're waiting for this thing to start up, this tape, this green tape? I swear, probably 80% of the packages that I get from Japan uses this green tape. It's weird. I don't know. Japan must love this stuff. It's either this or it's this like brown tape that kind of looks like a Band-Aid, like the plastic part of a Band-Aid. Obviously, it doesn't have like the little pad on it or whatever. But yeah, you know, in the U.S. it's always that clear tape or the brown tape that's basically the clear tape except brown. But in Japan it's always this green tape, and it's got like these. I don't know if you can see that can't really see it in the camera, but it's got like these ridges in it or something like that. That's, I don't know, reinforcement or something. But all right, well, it passed the startup. So, where, I need a card. All right, here we go. Yay! And hooray! Looks like it works. It's actually been a minute since I played Pop-It. Let's see, where am I going? Wait, I guess I'm contractually obligated to play Space Dog, right? What game is that in? Is that in? I forget. Like, which version? You would think I would know this. And I probably do, somewhere in my brain, but it's gone away right now. 9 or 12? Well, I'm gonna run out of time, so hold on. $11. You think it's 11? Okay, let's find out. Didn't it? I think it appeared CS first, didn't it? And then it came to arcade. I could be wrong about that. I don't remember. Okay. So you say 11. There it is. Alright. I'll try the EX. I might regret it, because I haven't played it. Like I said, I haven't played this in a hot minute. So I'm probably out of practice, but we'll see how it goes. I have no idea how that sounds on the video. Probably bad.
Are you ready?
I definitely did not set the audio up for playing. Daniel says, play Healin'. Where will I put it? Where will I find it? What game number? Stand for the Brian O25 national anthem. You're not wrong. I don't know how this song became like the thing. How it became like the theme of this channel, but it did. And I accept it. I like the song, so it's no big deal. Emo, the Bimani category, okay. I'm not gonna get there in time. Here, we'll put it in event mode. All right. I will complete one set. I don't know if that's even going to save since I bailed on the game. I put it in event mode, so it should turn the timers off. I will play 3 whole songs, but then I'm probably gonna start wrapping this stream up. Wow, it's not even been an hour and a half. It feels longer. It's been a long time since I've streamed, and I'm sorry about that. I will get back to streaming, hopefully soon. I know you've all been waiting for U-Beat. I've been waiting for U-Beat. I'm at the point now where basically like it starts booting and then it just crashes. So something is happening there. I don't know what. We're working on it. I may have to punt and do something else for a little while, which is okay. But my plans are not working out as I had hoped.
確認できたよ。暗証番号を入力してね。ゲームの始め方を選んでね。OK。
How does this even sound on stream? I imagine it's just like the clacking of the buttons. And you probably can't hardly even hear the music over that. But I could be wrong. Obviously, I didn't set this up the way I would normally do it if I was actually trying to stream this for real. The clacking is pretty bad, yeah. I mean, it is loud. This game is not. It's a lot of things, but quiet is not one of them. I don't see the EE Mall in the Bimani category. Did you say or? Search by name. Oh, you're asking a lot of me. Which one is by name? I'm so terrible at this. That's by genre two-step. I seem to be in name by artist, but not by title. Isn't there a... Oh, wait. It's one of the... There we go. Alright, I'm having the worst time. So will I find it in 9th? Oh, hold on. Fine, I got it. I did it. We did all of this work, which... And you're not even going to hear the song, because it's just like me slapping the hell out of this thing, because I didn't mic the machine. But you know... I want to please, but... I'm not sure I've ever played this song.
Are you ready?
Let's find out. Woohoo! Sorry about the Japanese illiteracy. It's a running theme on this channel. I can't read Japanese, and it makes finding anything in these games, a lot of them anyway, very hard. But we got there eventually. I will try. I always try. Alright, what was the other one that was requested? Spring... Chris said Spring Pony. Is that even in here? I should get a motorized camera slider. Oh boy. Well, if you've watched my streams before, this one I'm moving around a lot more than I normally do. But yeah, that does sound that sounds fancy. It sounds fancier than I am. That's what you thought was in the box? Wow, that would be exciting. All right. So you're saying theme of staff. Oh wow. This is a normal 17 only. I will try and play it. I will try and play it quietly, so you can maybe hear it, which is theoretically possible since this is an easier song. Theoretically.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Is that it? Oh no, there's more. I was like, what? Yeah, when you're not having to go super fast, it's a little easier to like press the buttons quietly. Hopefully that sounded a little bit better. All right. What is love? Last one. Then I'm gonna start wrapping up. But
プレイしたい曲を選んで。
boy, you're pulling out all the old school stuff.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Okay, I think before I go, though, let's take a look. Ugh. Let's take a look inside one of these guys. I might even try and hook this second one up and just make sure that it works. But I haven't actually been in one of these yet. I assume that it won't be anything wildly unexpected in here, but so first of all, what key is this? Is it one I already have? And it's already open. Oh, that's interesting. How did they get the key out of there? Because it's turned in the direction, it's turned in the open direction, but you're not normally supposed to be able to pull the key out when it's open like that. But yeah, I see. It's just the yeah, it's all the same hardware that I pulled out of the machine earlier. The one that I had with the this reader and the keypad. In fact, it looks like it's the exact same stuff, so it's interchangeable between the two. And yeah, there's the control board in there. Cool. So literally this thing is just a box. There's a power switch here. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anywhere to open it anywhere else. There is a screw here, but I think that's to hold the bracket that's supposed to, yeah, that's supposed to, there's, where did I put it? Ugh! There's like this bracket that holds it to the machine. So there's nothing particularly interesting in here. I'll have to figure out how that lock is, how they got that lock to stay open like that, because it probably shouldn't be like that. And it's probably a key I already have, actually. Even though it doesn't look like they included any keys. I know, like, the 2DX readers use the same key that my Poppin uses. So, it's probably all the same. But, anyway, let me see here. This one looks like it's the same. They've just, the lock is stuck in the open position. Oh, there's like a little plastic shield in here for some reason. But yeah, they just pass the plugs through and plug them into the little interface board. Nothing too complicated there. Well, let me turn this one off for a second. Grab my screwdriver, which I think is over here. This one, the one that I hooked up that had the that had all the cables on it, has a little plate over the pass-through where the cables go. Presumably, it's big enough for the cables, but not big enough for the plugs, so you can't pull them out of the tower. This one is missing that plate, it looks like. I will consider having these repainted. I had all the metal on my cabinet repainted when I first got it, which is why it looks to be in pretty good condition. But it makes the tower look kind of dirty. Oh, wow. That hole is not quite big enough to get the power out of there. Well, that's okay. I have another power cord that should work with this. So I'll just leave that in here for now. So we'll just scoot that one over. We'll put it in a very terrible place if you were trying to play Dance Maniacs. Now, I'm not certain. The game will probably... Wow, there's a lot of extra garbage in here. Like a big ground wire. The game is probably going to make me reboot it for this to work, but we'll find out. And then this other power that I have should work. Yep, light turned on. That's good. Good sign. Just get that back in there. What is it getting caught on? Doesn't want to close back up. Oh. Well, they put these cables, they were supposed to go through this hole, but they're not. Well, I'll fix that later. Alright. Will it just work again? Yeah, I didn't think so. I think if it doesn't get initialized with the game, it won't work. So we'll just reboot. While we're waiting for that, I do have another package that I can open. This is probably not quite as interesting, but... Anyone want to take a guess what this might be? I won't wait a real long time, because I do want to get out of here fairly soon. Did the chat die? Did the stream die? Did everything die? I acted like I was going to go away, and then I think a lot of you took me at my word, even though I'm still here. I'll hold on to that for just a second. Let's see. Checking. IC card. Checking. Okay. Alright, looks like it works. Very good. And...
確認できたよ。暗証番号を入力してね。
Cool. So they both work. Yay, that's good news.
ゲームの始め方を選んでね。
I'll let that time out though, because I don't actually want to play again. At least not right now. Anyway, moving on. So, this package... Yep. Poppin's not beyond angry. Should be all happy now. Everything works. So these should be... So these should be upside down. There we go. So those are the side pops for Centerbuzz, yeah, for 24. And then in here it looks like they have, yeah. Oh, these haven't even been used. But it's got the little title overlay. So these will go, they fit like there in the pop. But I don't have the holders. I don't have the pop holders for my cabinet. So I'm waiting to get those. To put these in, but I happened to see these come up, so I was like, well, I'll try and get them and have them for whenever I manage to get the holders. That's wild, because yeah, this is still like in its original packaging with the whole like instruction sheet on how to like set them up and everything. Crazy. But yeah, I'll have those to put on my 2DX cabinet at some point, since Centerbuzz is the most recent or the newest game that I can play in my cabinet based on what hardware I have, and probably will be forever, because I'm not really intending to buy any more upgrades for it. I like 2DX, but I don't care enough to keep sinking more and more into it. Like, there's so much of it that I haven't played already, even through the first, 24 games, that another, what are we up to, 30 now? Another 6 games isn't going to make or break me in any particular way, if that makes sense. So I figured I'd try and get the art for the most recent game that I have. I didn't actually get a marquee, but again, I can't. The ceiling's too low in here for me to put a marquee in. I don't know what the newest PC. I think it's actually it might be the same as what's in Sound Voltex. I know it uses the same I/O as that now, but like I said, it will require the acquisition and installation of a reasonable amount of new stuff to get me past 24, and I'm just not enough into it to put forth the effort and the money. So I'm probably just gonna stick with 24 and below. Like, I can play all the old ones too, because I have what do you call? I have the Twinkle to be able to play, 1st through 8th, I think it is. So I've got plenty of content to play, and I'm gonna let it be. What is my favorite month of the year? I don't know. I've never really given it any thought. I'll go with February, because that's when I was born. But I really don't know that I have a favorite month otherwise. Great answer. It was like the most generic thing that I could the most generic reasoning I could give to answering that question. All right, let's see what else. So I did not get a remote camera thing, but I do have this light panel that I haven't opened yet. But this is I'm intending for this to replace the lights that I've been using on stream up to this point, because I have I won't get them out now because I put them away and they're kind of a pain in the ass. But I have these big light stands with the giant umbrella thing and all that jazz. They're fine, but it turns out this is actually brighter, and supposedly, at least based on the specs and the reviews, this panel is supposed to give you a good diffusion and soft light without needing the big umbrella jazz and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that with this, it'll either at least take up a lot less space if I put it on a stand, but ideally if I can hang it from the ceiling, because I do have I have a drop ceiling in here, and where did I put that remote? There we go. Blip, blip, blip. But so I do hang stuff from the grid. During my streams, I'll hang the overhead cameras from the grid. I usually hang the microphone from the grid. So it'll be nice if I can get these lights to just hang from the grid, and then they're up and out of the way, and I don't have to I don't have big stands on the floor for me to trip over, because that's what I do. So I want to get two, but I thought I'd get one to start and see how that works. And then if it works out well, then I'll get a second one. But shoot, that's been here. It's funny, actually, yesterday, my sales rep, so hashtag not spawn, but I get a lot of my gear from Sweetwater, which is great. I think their service is great. I think they do a really good job, and I actually have a real sales rep there. And he messaged me. He was like, "Hey, we sent you we sent you this thing a while ago, and I forgot to follow up. How's it going?" And he was referring to that because that's the last thing that I bought from them, and I haven't had the heart to tell him yet. Like, I haven't even opened it, dude. I'm sorry. So hopefully, I thought about setting it up for this stream, but I did not. I didn't quite get to that. I was doing well just to get this stream thrown together. As it was, it's been so long, and all of the gear had been put away, so I had to get everything out, and set it back up. But hopefully, next time. So let's see, what else do I have that needs to be opened? I think on my next, I'm probably gonna do a couple more like show and tell, like techie type streams. Before I get back into like real gaming again. I know I want to do U-Beat. U-Beat actually could use a cleaning. The control deck, it has a lot. It collects a lot of dust and dirt. So I may open that up and clean it out on stream for fun. And then for Sound Voltex, I actually got new light boards. It turns out that the LED lighting that they use on Sound Voltex ages pretty badly, and it starts to turn kind of yellowish, and so the colors are not as bright and vibrant as they are in the beginning. And so someone in the community has started making replacement kits to kind of refresh those and make them better. So I ordered one of those kits. So I may go through and install all of those on stream too, just so something to do. I've got a bunch of screws for DDR-X that I need to install. So there's plenty of like little show and tell type projects that I can do over the next few, hopefully, days as opposed to weeks. I've just been stockpiling all of these things in the few months, in the 3 months that I haven't been doing streams. So, but I'd like to get back into it. So anyway, thank you all so much for joining me on this one. I hope you found it interesting, and that you got to learn what was in the box. But I'm pretty excited about these. I'll make an effort to get them like connected to the cabinet and set up properly. But so the next time I actually play Poppin', they'll be ready to go. But other than that, like I said, thanks again for joining me. I'm sure be back doing, like I said, some more show and tell streams, but probably also some like regular console gaming stuff back in the upstairs location, and probably karaoke with Belinda again before too long. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of each other. But until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your day/evening. And I will see y'all next time. Bye, 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 bye. All right, I gotta walk all the way over here. Push buttons. All right, thanks again, everyone. See you later.